Hey, it's Tuesday, which means you are watching Normal World. I'm Dave Landau. Welcome to the show, and joining me as always, wait, QB's not here. I guess his radical vaginal reconstruction has gone south.
It was already south.
Yeah, what'd you call it, north? It's gone north, and he has to stay longer now. And joining me as usual was that lovely voice. Please welcome Angela.
Oh, thank you.
How are you? How was your weekend?
Uneventful so far.
So far, not so. Yeah, I want to think.
Dead.
Yeah,
I could have died.
if she's dead, then she would appreciate it even more.
I really would.
Yeah, it definitely would.
How was your weekend? I'm dead, Dave.
The best part is if I get shot last weekend in Fort Wayne and we still air this.
We would.
Oh, I would hope so.
Statistically, one of us could be dead.
That's true. If any one of us takes a Boeing plane, one of us will not make it back. That's a statistic fact. What? So anyway, this weekend you can see me at Poughkeepsie. It's the Poughkeepsie Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie. No, it's called Laugh It Up. Either way, just come out. Why not? It's the weekend. Who are you? You're not better than me. You're not better than anyone. All right, joining us today, you know her as the host of Dumpster Fire. Please welcome back to the show one of my favorites, Bridget Fennessy.
Hello. It's so good to be back.
I really appreciate you making the trip twice. And I appreciate you helping me create this not at all an illusion. Also joining us today, one of my favorite people to ever come on the show. You can see his one-man show, speaking of which, Pervert, in Switzerland this October. Please welcome Yoshi.
Thanks, Dave. Bridget.
Thank you.
I want to hear about this one-man show, Pervert. Is it just you jacking off in front of audience?
He saves that for Vietnam.
I mean, that's what I think of when I think of a one-man show called Pervert.
I only do that at Wuhan.
Oh, right. When you shoot lab balls out of your anus. I don't even know what a lab ball is. Just sounds dangerous.
I came in hot, maybe too hot.
No, he doesn't care. Believe me, he's seen
I love
everything.
Bridget's edgy material. Man.
He was in the industry of adult cinema.
Yeah.
This man's been around.
So can you tell us about this show? Or is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. I did a show called Adult Content last year in Edinburgh Fringe. I'm keeping about 60%, adding 40% of my real life experience meeting famous people who are perverted and how they really run the world. And the last year and a half, 2 years, I've been going to court cases like Harvey Weinstein, Elizabeth Holmes, Ghislaine Maxwell, Danny Masterson, things like that. Unfortunately, I tried to go to Andrew Tate case and I got the wrong day. So I got there day after.
Oh, you showed up a day late?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Idiot.
They didn't find him, did they? Did they already rule on him?
No, they're just.
I didn't think so.
They're just going through all kinds of formalities right now. I don't really know the detail. But
Where was that at?
this is in
Romania,
Bucharest,
right?
Bucharest, Romania. Yeah.
Okay. You just go everywhere, man.
Well, yes, but usually whichever cheap tickets dictate. Sometimes I go places I have no interest, but if it's cheap enough, I'll go.
Did you have a place that you had no interest in and you ended up loving?
Yeah, Moldova. Unfortunately, I went to a region called Transnistria within Moldova.
Okay.
I had no idea Russians were under control of that area. So I got yelled at. I was supposed to have a passport when you're driving that area. And my friends knew that I needed a passport, purposely didn't tell me. So when we got there, I'm not kidding. It looked like a scene from Red Dawn. Like Russian flags, Russian tanks, Russian soldiers everywhere. Oh. And I didn't know what was going on. Like, oh my God, I didn't have my passport except for my driver's license. And they just said, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here."
Were you just terrified you're going to end up in jail like a WNBA player?
Well, I was worried. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, Uyghur, is that what you call them? Those Chinese Muslims?
No.
No, you know what I'm talking about?
That was the cutest
A
thing.
Uyghur.
Yeah.
A Uyghur.
Sorry.
That was the word I
Which one
was.
is the Chinese one and the white one? I have no
Dave
idea.
was like, no.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I hope
I was
wasn't,
trying to figure out that if I was a Chinese Muslim in high school.
That was the word I was avoiding when I said my Newport phase in the last episode. I was like, my Newport phase.
No, you're so close.
I hope I didn't get you in trouble. I don't. You know what I meant.
You know it's dude. You're
No one watches this.
Dude, you speak more languages than I can't speak one.
Well, 4 months ago, when I was flying out of Thailand into Shanghai in Japan, I got pulled over. They took me out of the lineup, and I was held for like 40 minutes.
Okay.
The reason is they went through my passport and they asked me, "Are you Muslim?" I said, "No."
Like, look at me.
Yeah, and what happened was I went to Afghanistan in 2019, so
Yeah.
they thought I was one of them. And
One of them.
honestly, if I stand next to Chinese custom officer,
Yeah.
I look like any other Ching Chong. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
No, I
but yeah, I was really nervous for a minute. You know.
shouldn't so overly agree with that right away, but I was like, sure.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
You didn't say it.
Well, I can't tell the difference between anybody's anything anymore.
Honestly, I can't. I'm Asian. I can't tell sometimes. So
Yeah, Henry Cho has a joke about that. The first time he went to Korea and this dad walked away from him and he just lost him. Said so.
it's true.
Yeah, he said he was from Knoxville. It was the only Asian person he knew. So the second he left, he was like, they're all.
You know what's weird? Because I lived here for so long, the distinction between white people, black people, and Latino is I notice more. But since I've been away from Asia, I do have a hard time keeping track who's who. I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
The black ones are usually black.
Yes.
Sorry.
But if
No, but I know you mean like culturally. I don't know. I don't think we're that. Is it? Did you think? Because you travel a lot.
Yeah.
Is it sort of an American personality more than it is a difference in our own cultures that we think is so? Because Americans have this sort of snooty idea that we're all so ethnically different.
Yes.
But do you think we come off very much the same personality wise?
Sure. And it's kind of like you're looking at IBM computer.
Right.
But I'm running with Apple operating system. Inside my brain is American.
Yeah.
But I look like them, so they're really confused because I've been away so long that when I speak Japanese, I will use the words the kids will use because I left when I was 10 or 11.
Oh, so you're kind of stuck in that language
Yeah.
area. Okay,
So
gotcha.
sometimes I'm talking to a woman and she's like, "What did you say?" Like I sound like a teenager.
Did you guys have a lot of slang? Like that would go back? Because I know America obviously has a ton of slang in the English language.
Yeah.
Is there a slang as well?
Yeah. I mean, basically, I was stuck in like 1980 Japanese, which is weird to younger generation, right?
Right.
Like you want to go listen to a tape in my iRock?
Yeah. And you know what's another weird thing?
Yeah.
It's I meet a lot of Russians. So whenever I listen to the Russian speak, it sounds beautiful and nice. But have you noticed when you hear Russian speak English with a Russian accent, they sound menacing?
Oh, it's why
Yeah.
they're a bad guy in every Bond film. Like a Russian-speaking Russian can sound very pretty.
It's not menacing at all.
No.
Well, when I was in Greece, what the Greeks told me, when the Russians speak Greek with a Russian accent, it sounds menacing too. I don't know what it is about that language, except when they speak that language, it's fine. Their accent sounds menacing.
I only speak Greek at a glory hole by an airport. But that's what makes me bilingual by lots of things. I like to keep the train going in a conversation. But you
Do you speak second language?
No,
Okay.
I should speak Spanish, but
see,
I don't.
no, I try
I've taken a lot of many years of it. I understand it. I'm too embarrassed to speak it, but I think if I probably would pick it up pretty quickly. I was married to a Belarusian for a while and picked up some Russian enough to, like, when I was in Sri Lanka, I could make my way with Russians.
know when you needed to call for help.
Yeah, basics.
Yeah.
Not enough.
That's the standard.
And I started kind of learning the alphabet because
Yeah.
I was just talking about this, like, it really makes me feel like it's one of the things I'm kind of ashamed of that I want I've always wanted to be bilingual.
Yeah.
Something like in English, all of the English speaking countries, basically, you find very
Did you ever
low
try
instances.
being bilingual in college?
No, I dropped out of college.
I know, so did I. I went for a year. I was just trying to make conversation.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was. I feel like it's a stain on my.
No, I wish I spoke it too because I had friends that spoke Italian.
Yeah.
And then when I lived in LA, I picked up enough to where I could get like a free key made
Yeah.
for Spanish, you know?
Yeah.
And we had Spanish neighbors, but I feel
I thought you were going to say a free kilo, and I was like,
Oh, please. Could you imagine if I was that good?
I was like, damn, you must have been really good in Spanish.
Yeah, that's really good. You just talked yourself into a
I picked up enough to befriend the cartels.
I definitely picked up enough Spanish to buy parts of a kilo. That certainly happened.
Yeah.
If I was a drug dealer, I would be scared if somebody was speaking fluent Spanish that was buying drugs off me. I'd be like, so you're educated and probably a Fed.
Yeah. That looks like you.
Yeah, it's the guy who has
You're like,
no
did you
idea.
just come from January 6th directly to bust me?
Yeah, it's like, look, I was waving some people into a Capitol building, and I just wanted to search your boat. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Are you both planning to have your kids learn second language?
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. This is like, I guess, a good argument for a nanny.
Yeah, that's true. That's why my nanny was Chinese, because I figured they're going to be the ones that run the country.
Well,
My son should at least say, please stop hitting me in that language. Yes.
yeah. There's a lot of people in tech who teach they're all the tech kids are learning Mandarin. And
Are they really?
Chinese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg's been studying that language for years, and his wife is Chinese.
Really?
There's
Yes,
like a
100%.
tech, there's like a big tech influence now down in, Austin. And there was like a little preschool and they were like, they'll take Mandarin 2 days a week. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
I clearly can't afford this place.
I'll tell you though, my friends that spoke Mandarin that started to learn it in high school, they do very well in business.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Honestly, they do. Like, it is a good language to know.
Yeah. You don't need golf anymore. You need Mandarin.
You need Mandarin. I mean, a little golf, a firm handshake, but you definitely need Mandarin. What's your how many languages do you
It's
speak?
not the
Like
prettiest
8?
language. No, I don't. I speak broken English and broken Japanese, and
Okay.
my Japanese is so rude. So, Japanese people are so kind. Even when you're doing something bad, they won't tell you until way later.
Yeah.
So I was using words like, instead of saying hey, you, I was saying hey fuckface and motherfucker and things like that in Japanese, not knowing.
Well, because you're slang.
Because I was watching too much mob movies and got so used to saying that, So
Everything you know came from Old Boy and Shanghai Triad.
and the service was quick because I didn't realize I was threatening people. 2 weeks. So my friend told me. My friend told me, you're not supposed to use those words. Like, why didn't you tell me?
They just think you're a mob boss. They're like,
Because I'm tall, I'm not friendly, I don't smile a lot.
That guy's Yakuza.
Yeah, bring that fucking beer. And I was talking like that,
Bring the fuck.
You're just terrified. You're like, this is odd. I didn't ask for change. They're just handing you money for protection.
Yeah. This is how polite Japanese, like they say, gomen kudasai is like, please give me the honor and respect to enter your house. They talk like that.
Yeah.
And here I am, like, shut the fuck up, give me a beer. Things like that.
You're like, you better honor me and open up your door.
Yeah. I even made a
Shut
mistake.
the fuck up and give me a beer.
You fuck face. Give me a beer.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it.
No, you should be.
And
This is one of the funniest stories ever.
my ears are so bad.
Because you're like a big guy, and you're right. You can be a little. You're like me. You can be a little resting bitch face.
Yeah.
In a sense
And
of
I'm
yeah.
thinking, and like, I didn't mean to do that way, but
No.
I'm also big, so like,
Yeah, you're intimidating enough to
I'm
where
not trying to be.
No, but it's hysterical.
Yeah. And I asked this taxi driver, what I meant to say was, taxi-san oroshite kudasai means, Mr. Taximan, please drop me off here. But instead of saying oroshite kudasai, I said, taxi-san koroshite kudasai, which is, taxi man, please kill me here. So like he was confused. He almost got in a car accident. My friends, you ask him to kill you. Like, no, yeah. So when you're away, you forget this nuanced things. Japanese will never complain. So like, wow, like, why do they all look so uncomfortable around me and this, that, and like, and my
It just
friend
takes you to Suicide Forest.
yeah.
You just see a katana come through the seat.
I have shamed my family. Please kill me here. Hey, fuckface. Please kill me here.
Even if you speak the language fluent, you
To be polite.
yeah.
He's like, do I murder him? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
It's fantastic.
Even if you're fluent in the language, you forget the nuance.
Yeah.
You don't know how to read the body language.
Yeah.
Stuff. And I completely forgot a lot of that, And
Well, because they watch their body language quite a bit, don't they, for the sake of being polite?
yes,
Yeah.
and they're so polite. You have kids, right? Would you ever do this? 4 or 5 year kid? Would you let them walk outside, get on the bus?
Oh, this
And
is
so-
the first errand.
In Japan,
That show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show's wild.
and it's so common there because kids are safe there. And
Well, yeah.
I'm so not used to that,
Yeah, it's a
And,
pretty high trust
Oh,
society.
you mean like because everybody's watching them and they kind of just can see, that used to be
Well,
something
there's
in
not
America.
guns and stuff. I mean, Yoshi can.
Well, I mean, there's a sense of like responsibility, not just to you and your family.
Yeah.
There's
Not
anyone
guns,
else.
but if somebody's like, bitch, give me a beer, they think he might have one.
Yeah, Yoshi's the
There-
worst guy
it's
you're
so
gonna come
clean
across.
too. Like one of the things I noticed when I was there right away was just how clean it is, but also there's no public garbage containers because it's just your responsibility to take your waste home and deal with it.
And also, you have to use clear bags so neighbors know what you're throwing away too.
Oh damn.
So they'll keep you honest that too. And
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah, I have such a mixed feeling because I love America. I love the freedom. I love the fact that this country is so strong with the free speech. You could say to the president, "Fuck you,"
Right.
which is amazing. But we forget
Is that
sometimes-
different in Asian cultures?
Yes.
I'm just joking.
But I love freedom, but we also forget responsibility.
Yeah. We
do.
It's nice to like look over your neighbor and like make sure the kids are doing all right.
Yeah.
These days, people think mind your own fucking business, But yeah, Japan go extreme in one way, we go extreme another way. I wish we could have like a happy medium with both sides.
I agree with you. Well, it used to be sort of it takes a village mentality in
Yeah.
any neighborhood you were growing up in. I mean, my friends lived behind me. Their parents were watching. We had
Yep.
elderly
Absolutely.
people, across the street. And we respected elderly people, too, which is something that we're losing in our culture, which I think sucks.
Yeah.
They've been around a long time, and there is some wisdom in that. And now we kind of treat them. I think we treat the elderly very poor in this country, to
Yes.
be honest.
Except when they're president, then
Well,
they have
then-
all that problem.
And then it's really.
You don't understand. We don't give any power to older folks except for presidency.
Yeah, you're right.
Very weird.
That's a good point.
My cousin asked me what my
You let
cousin,
them drive a car, but they can run a country,
We'll just put them away in a home.
which is everybody's just getting STDs anyway, which is what's rotting away Joe's brain.
yeah, and I was sitting next to this. He was clearly a yakuza guy,
Yeah.
and then he realized I'm from Japan. Like he's very cruel, but he said, "Why does Americans have a issue having leaders with hard dick? Why don't you want to have a leaders with a hard dick?" That was his kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, like when he see Trump and Biden, two soft dicks. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, you don't see. I don't look at them and think erections.
No.
That's why we've been calling it electile dysfunction.
It's strange, isn't it? This country is run by old people.
Oh,
It
so
really
old.
is. Yeah, it's.
And yet we have no respect for old people.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
that's a
It's
good
weird.
point.
We also don't have respect for the elderly president, but then the same people that don't respect how badly he's riddled with dementia still
Yeah.
vote for him. It's very strange, but
While they're putting their grandparents away in homes.
yeah, for having the same issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we got my Nana a place, it
Wait.
was very nice, but she was far less severe.
Maybe that's it. It's like collective guilt.
So you think that it's like the older you
Like
get-
people are like, no, we need to vote for these elderly geriatrics because they're putting their own grandparents away in homes, and so they're feeling guilty about it, and then that's how I don't know what the
That's
psychology is.
interesting. That's
Well, I
interesting.
feel like we've always had somewhat of a youngish leadership. I mean, not Reagan, but if you look at like Bush Jr., if you look at Clinton, if you look, I mean, there was a hipness to Clinton.
Obama, even.
Obama, absolutely.
Yeah.
Obama was hot.
Yeah, so you have that, you know, you're telling me.
He was singing soul songs to us.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, but you're right. In recent years, it has become something that's a little.
But also Congress.
Well, Congress is absurd. That's because you can stay there till you're dead.
Yeah.
And you have to have no prerequisites or talent or degree.
Yeah, we all make fun of how it's like Weekend at Bernie's, and that movie was really messed up.
Can you imagine if it's real? After 2 days, he's in rigor mortis and it just smells terrible.
I just need a John Mulaney. You know how he does the like movie pitches?
Yeah.
I need a John Mulaney explanation of someone pitching that movie and Mannequin. The movies that got made in the 80s were weird.
Well, yeah, they were trying to soften it up and make it silly, but then you're like, all right, mannequin. You know how you always want to fuck a mannequin at the mall? Now you get to wish one to life, and then you date it. And they're like, go on. And they're like, black guy from Designing Women. He's the token.
But no one else can see this mannequin.
Yeah, no one else.
That's a funny reference.
It's so true. Like it was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And though, you know.
And they made a second one. It was a hugely popular movie.
There's 2 Weekend at Bernie's. 4 years later, his skin was still on.
We're about to be in the second Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, we are. But I think there's a truth to that. I mean, you want there to be an intimidating presence. I think Trump had that though, to some degree.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have it now. I mean, I don't think that anybody, and that was part of him visiting other countries and going there, I think made it look like at least he had balls to those people.
I do like Kennedy. I don't agree with everything, but he's vibrant and young, you know. I mean, young-ish.
Yeah, I've done shows with him, and I've gotten crap for it, but I think a lot of the stuff he says I think is great.
How's the polio?
The polio is... Yeah, there's parts of him that I do really like.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't agree with like the liberal takes, but I also have to go, okay, he's married to a Hollywood actress. He's probably, you know, there's always a game, and then... Even the stuff that he said, it's like, so you're into full-term abortion? It's like, watch the clip. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you were being tricked and just constantly being, okay, so even to full-term, and what he was saying was he didn't think that it was the government that should have the authority.
Yes.
But then they clipped out just the right thing that made it look like he was pro-full-term abortion. Who the hell is pro-full-term abortion who's not literally a baby killer?
Yeah.
And you know, I can't believe Biden is preventing him from having full-time security. If there's ever been a guy who needs security, it's a guy named Kennedy. For
That's
God's
what's
sake.
crazy. Like even
I can't even believe it.
When I worked with him, like they're hiding behind signs, like he's got his own people. But yeah, that's why Biden's like, well, I know one way that I can win this, and that's make sure that nobody's watching Kennedy. You know what else is a miracle? Miracle Made sheets.
Oh my God.
Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, comforters, and it prevents 99.7% of bacterial growth. So go to trymiracle.com/normal, and you can try Miracle Sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code NORMAL at checkout, you'll receive 3 free towels and save an additional 20%. Miracle is so comfortable and so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/normal and use the code NORMAL to claim your 3 free towels right there, my friend. It's a 3-piece set, hand, body, and face. That's trymiracle.com/normal to treat yourself. Trymiracle.com/normal. And thank you for sponsoring this episode.
I love them.
They're so good. They really are. Like, I buy a lot of sheets that make me sweaty and hot, and then they sent, that's right, you heard me. And then I tried these they sent me, and then I ended up ordering more just using the coupon code.
Yeah, this is how they get me, actually, is they give me, I'm pretty sure all these companies are just now like know that I'm going to become the customer.
Right. Well, it's like I feel like they know I'm going to keep buying.
Yeah, that's what happens.
They are good, and they stand by
They're
their
like, well,
product.
everyone has a podcast.
Oh, yeah, why not?
We'll give them a free pair of sheets.
Exactly.
Well, and if you don't
And
like
then
them,
they'll
you can
become
return them.
lifelong customers.
Yes, and
Exactly.
you
You're not
can-
going to want to.
If you are not 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. That's a brand new set of sheets.
My face hurts from laughing so hard.
So,
But I feel like I'm going to go to hell with the
I'm
Kennedys.
already going to go to hell.
But you're going to be sleeping sweet in hell on these Miracle Made sheets.
That's
I will
true. I don't think
So,
these are available
at least
in
they'll
hell.
keep me cool in hell.
That's true.
That's true. You look horrified.
No, 2 things.
I love you.
Dave, amazing voice.
Thank you.
No, seriously, the advertisement with your voice is fantastic.
Thank you.
2, did you know next month is the 25th year anniversary of JFK Jr.'s demise? It's 25th years coming up next month.
No.
Yeah.
You mean
Junior.
oh yeah, the in the airplane accident.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also cursed.
I was in high school when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the pilot, wasn't he?
Yeah, with wife and a sister-in-law.
Oh, that's sad.
You know what's interesting? I mean, this is interesting to me. The same day, it was the premiere day for Eyes Wide Shut by Kubrick on the same day.
That's what I've always heard, that they put out this movie that's essentially about,
marital and conspiracy and
Illuminati.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one of the biggest stories imaginable. Well, the same day as Columbine is when Clinton, I think it was Clinton or Bush, one of them, like they just bombed the shit out of a country.
Oh, that's right.
It was one of the biggest bombings in U.S. history, and it was the same day as Columbine, which is another. We're not saying that's the same. I don't want to end up in court. It's just bizarre,
Yeah.
and it's just odd that a Kennedy went down on the same day.
But
That
Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut
US
premiered.
And not that
Yeah.
long after that, Kubrick died.
Yeah, Kubrick died.
That was his last movie.
film. Yeah, correct.
He died even before the movie premiered.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, died. Yeah, murdered. Yeah, it's not the best movie either though. Like I get it. It's just very uncomfortable, and I like that he made it. And obviously, it's a Kubrick, so it's visually stunning.
Yeah.
But it's just not a pleasant watch.
I do enjoy it a lot. I watched it many, many times.
Have you?
Yes.
Did you ever do a parody? Like, because you were in the industry.
Oh, you know what's interesting? The day
I don't mean like a Broadway play. We're banging in masks. Mine has feathers. Let's go. It's a cuckold. Hey. Eyes
day,
wide shut. Da-do.
the day
Nathan
Ghislaine
Lane.
Maxwell was found guilty, I was puzzled because everybody thought she's going to be innocent. And after the case, all of her siblings were talking, and after that, they didn't get in the vehicle to just walk home. We followed them like half an hour to their apartment after the trial. Then afterward, I had Chinese food. Then they were playing Eyes Wide Shut in downtown New York that same night. So I rewatched it,
Yeah.
and
It's a big bowl of shrimp fried rice.
and the Wuhan special. But whenever I watch Eyes Wide Shut, it doesn't seem like a movie. It seems like a documentary in a way.
Oh, he wanted to put that out to tell, that was his message. I
Yeah.
mean, the idea with the movie, I mean, they've tried to kind of bastardize its sense and take away what he was trying to do, but he was really trying to spill the beans on stuff that he knew inside of Hollywood, and that's why that was his last film when he was older.
Yeah.
He couldn't get funding for it forever and I think he self-funded part of it. I could be wrong, but I think he did.
And all the major female characters are redhead, and I think it means like different phase of grooming. So the daughter's redhead, the mom's redhead,
Yeah, Nicole
hookers, and all the
Kidman.
major characters are redhead.
That's so creepy and bizarre. I think I need to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, and their daughter's name's Helen, as in Helen of Troy.
Oh, that's right.
And first thing Tom Cruise's character asks is, "Where's my wallet?" Because as a man and provider, money is the important part.
Yeah.
The first thing Nicole Kidman asks, "How do I look?" as a woman who is only valued as a sexual object. So I watched that so many times. There's so many interesting stuff in there, and Kubrick's in the movie too. I don't know if you knew that.
I do remember that.
Did he finish editing it? Didn't someone else edit it?
I think
I
they
don't
were-
know if he had Final Cut.
So somebody crashed their car. Like one of the editors who was working on it crashed their car and was talking about how he's not going to make the final edit or whatever. And Kubrick had to step in to do the final edit.
Really?
Yes.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah. And he was like, sorry about your car accident, but this is way more important than your life. Yeah.
And I think he specifically wanted Tom Cruise because, with the whole Hollywood and Scientology background with his wife. And Kubrick purposely trying to make them upset. She'll do a orgy scene or sex scene and keep Tom away, trying to make him jealous. But Tom is too disciplined. He never lost his control at all.
No, I was going to say they did a movie Far and Away, but I believe they divorced after that movie, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was after
the longest
cool during
film
COVID.
movie, like 444 days or something like that.
Wow.
Okay. See, that's bizarre. Like I remember, and again, I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie. It was. It's just hard to put a label of good on it because it's not like you. It's not. By that I mean entertaining. It's just more jarring, which is you could argue of a lot of his films, but I mean, I do really much enjoy The Shining. I do like A Clockwork Orange. I do like a lot of this. He was a visionary, so that one was definitely something that was. What's sad is that one was crazy, but was the most realistic, obviously. And I think that's why it's hidden so well.
And his wife specifically asked him not to do that movie because she was worried that it's going to ruin their marriage. And Kubrick was married 3 times, and 3 movies that kind of cover his actual marriage. Barry Lyndon, there was a lot of lying that he went through. His second marriage was most toxic, which is covered in Shining, which is very toxic marriage movie. Time. And the third one kind of represents the marriage between he and his wife. But every time I watch that movie, it's something else. I really enjoyed it a lot.
I need to go back and rewatch it because that makes perfect sense. Barry Lyndon's a rough one. Yeah, so that also makes sense as well.
And Kubrick had 2 Japanese perverts in there. I know Japanese pervert, that's redundant.
Yeah, in the store.
But it's...
And swing a dead cat, right?
But grooming stuff is
or eat
interesting.
No, it is. It's creepy. And it's odd that it's in there. Well, not odd, but I think it's probably a far more important movie than people will ever realize.
I think they have given it more tribute and realizing the movie's a lot more than they thought 25 years ago. Yeah. But it was odd seeing Ghislaine getting 5 out of 6, guilty verdict, and there I was sitting and trying to figure out what happened, watching Eyes Wide Shut that night.
Where was that again? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you went to you tried to go to Andrew Tate's trial as well recently too, right?
Yeah, I showed up day after. I had the wrong day. I'm not like, I don't hate the guy or anything. I'm just curious. It's easy to get rid of people if you accuse them of sexual crimes, whether that's true or not, Stay. And what was interesting...
he doesn't look like a guy that would...
And again, that was Romania, right?
Yes. Yeah. But whereas, even pornography right now, it's really hard to get rid of it via First Amendment. Now the government is going after under the sex trafficking.
Right.
So it's easier to attack them now,
Is that what it is? Because he wasn't literally trafficking people, right?
I mean, sex trafficking law started with someone, what's his name? Jack Johnson, the great African.
In my day, we called it pimping, Yoshi.
Yes.
The writer of Banana Pancakes?
Jack Johnson, the great African-American boxer. What? He was dating white women back then, and they didn't like that. So they created this law like white slavery. Mm-hmm. So he got in trouble for driving with his white woman from New York to D.C. Mm-hmm. That's considered as a interstate violation. And
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
See, the white women didn't enjoy it. It's a joke. Men are pigs. I think white women are adorable and praised at every turn.
Thank you.
I think the idea of a Karen is rude. I think they have the right to complain about everything.
Oh my God.
So go on. Everything's a problem, white women, but you're right. Sorry.
Speaking of sex trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking of
which.
I also went to Israel.
Does anyone want pizza?
And
you went to Israel. I wanted to talk to you about that. Because you just went.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
You have an interesting clip of how... Because I kind of want to ask, based on this clip, Bridget found this the other day, and it's a clip of somebody at the, what is it called? The Day of Rage?
I don't know what the day was called.
I think it was the Day of Rage. And this is what people... Let's just play the clip, because I kind of... it's interesting to me.
Well, you're killing people. You have nothing better to do. I wish Hitler was still here. Oh, I freaking know. I wish Hitler was still here. He would have wiped all your out. I'm saying it was something worse. Yeah, you're not working. A man your age should be working. He would have wiped all your out.
I think we all know Hitler loved Dominicans.
I love that, there's this idea that Hitler would be shaking his hand and thanking him for his service.
It's like you realize Hitler wasn't going to stop. He had a pretty good blonde, blue-eyed version of what he thought everybody should be.
Mm-hmm.
He
yeah,
wasn't
it's weird.
Yeah,
this is very strange stuff.
I think we're just
fed?
It's very ignorant.
Ignorant or fed?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you're right. I'm going to go fed.
That's a good game.
Ignorant or fed? This is our new game in America coming into the election.
I feel like, would you really scream that if you had a job with all the cameras around and you're like, Hitler should take care of all of you? Rent would be lower, and you're like, dude, calm down. Like when you were in Israel, how was that? Because it's we just know it as war torn. There's people taking what did you see going on?
Well, before can I say something about Hitler?
Oh, please.
Yeah.
This is the Blaze. I hope it's positive.
When we growing up, people always say, if you go back in time, would you kill Hitler?
Right.
I've heard people talk about this all the time. And whenever they ask me that, I don't know what to say, because I'm from Japan. We don't kill our friends. Hitler was our buddies.
That's true.
We called him Uncle Hitler.
Yeah, you guys were both on meth, and you were like, we'll kamikaze it.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's strange when I go to Japan, that their feeling about Hitler is like very strange, like nothing negative. I mean, it's not positive either. It's not positive. It's not negative like
Not
here.
a bad word to say about the guy.
Yeah. And also, if you look at map in Japan, they use swastika for symbol for temple.
Yeah.
So you see swastika everywhere in Japan.
It's a Buddhist
It's old ancient symbol. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
for peace.
Yeah, it does mean.
So you're saying they relate.
That's why I got the tattoo of it long
They
before
see
I
that
knew
symbol
what it
and they're like, it means peace, guys. What's the problem?
yeah.
meant.
I don't see what the big deal is here.
Yeah. That is. I don't see what the problem is, everybody. Just wearing my wife beater and letting everybody know I wish you peace.
I really want to win that basketball game.
Yeah.
But I think most
Put your
young
mouth on the
Japanese,
curb.
I don't think they have really associated with negativity either.
With Hitler? Is it his paintings? I mean, look, they weren't that bad. Let's be honest. If we're going to say something nice about Hitler, the man, he had a brush stroke.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
And you know what? Good speaking voice. Very commanding.
Good dresser.
Good dresser. Hugo Boss. He also was on an insane amount
You knew?
of drugs.
No, you're 100% right. They designed the outfit.
Hugo Boss did.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Mercedes had the Hitler car.
Yes.
And Volkswagen.
Yep, and Volkswagen. Yeah, we were
Excellent
like,
taste in engines.
yeah. I mean, really, he enjoyed German engineering.
Yeah, that is interesting though, that the perspective is like different.
Holy crap! When you think about that, though, with like Mercedes commercials now, where it's like we take pride in German engineering, it's like, yeah, we know.
I mean, Mercedes might have promo code swastika. You get 30% off, right?
Yeah, please
It
use
means
code peace.
But like when you go Middle East, like Bin Laden means something different over there. I'm just being honest with you.
No, you're.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that.
I mean, we did bomb Japan too. I can see why they might have been more
a
on
little
Hitler's
upset.
side.
Yeah, they probably.
I'm not mad because I'm tall because of the radiation and everything.
You saw
but-
it coming when we were able to get shelter. You were like, you looked up and you were like, that's a lot of shade coming. Right? Am I wrong?
Awkward.
I don't know what to say. We're having a conversation about how Hitler's respect.
This has been a
Best episode of anything
best
ever.
episode
Let's
of
be honest.
normal.
Yeah, what are we
World
going to
Ever.
call this one?
I think we're going to call it.
Hitler's not a bad dresser.
I think we're just going to call it peace.
But going to Israel,
Yeah.
it was very safe. I wasn't really into Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. I have to say, I'm not religious at all, but
Right.
I recommend every American to visit that place. It is an incredible place.
I want to go so badly. I want to go to Israel.
It's incredible.
You were raised Catholic, correct?
I was forced to go to Catholic school 7th and 8th.
Oh yeah, that's raised Catholic.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering.
We all were.
Yeah. But did you feel like I don't want to say spiritual, whatever, but is there just a feeling there that is?
Can't believe what I did. I'm not religious at all, but as soon as I went to that church, I kissed the platform where they kept Jesus for 3 days.
Oh, sure.
And then you walk backward on your knees, and you do feel this incredible energy to that place.
Did you cry?
No, but I just couldn't believe how the Wailing Wall and the dome for the Muslims, they're right next to each other like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like I knew they were close, but I didn't know it was that close,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been there, and I'd love to see it.
I know
it's relatively less expensive to go right now.
Yeah.
So maybe soon.
So
I mean, they love a bargain.
Your fans could look this guy up. He pissed a lot of people in Japan, but this kid from Arizona named Johnny Somali.
Okay.
He's American.
Mm-hmm.
He purposely went to Japan about a year ago, pissing people off. Like he'll run up to Japanese person and start screaming, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. And he's doing all kinds of trolling.
Did they kill him like they should have?
Yeah, I mean, this is TikTok brain.
It really is.
So he got in trouble for doing that. And then he went to jail in Japan for 4 months. I met him. He's just like a young 22-year-old kid want to get attention. He shouldn't have done it. But talking to him, he's a nice kid. Well, after he getting kicked out of Japan, he went to Tel Aviv. He went to the Western Wall, Wailing Wall, and he was telling I love Jews, I respect you guys, and here are the 3 greatest Jews. And the first picture is this famous Jewish video game player, he's very successful,
okay,
which is nice. And he's the second greatest Jew. He had a picture of Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein on the Wailing Wall. And these Orthodox Jews are getting so angry with it, he didn't give a shit. And there's a video of him walking out with the Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein.
Did they punch him?
A couple of these Orthodox Jews didn't know who he was, so they're kind of smiling, being polite,
So rude and
I'm
cruel,
reading that
though.
He got beat up and robbed in Israel at the Wailing Wall.
Oh, good.
So looks like he
That's
did.
like those 2 kids who, did you see that video that was going viral just yesterday, I think? And it was like these 2 punk kids in a gym and they stole a guy's hat while he was working out, and then he just smacked one of them in the face.
It was last Wednesday. Yes. It's I think that's going to happen.
Yes, last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. And I think it's when you see that, though, where people want to run up and play the knockout game or punch people, and it's you're going to get your ass kicked eventually.
Yeah, hopefully.
There's always someone crazier than you.
Remember that case? This guy was harassing this food delivery guy at the mall, and he wouldn't stop, so he ended up getting shot. Remember that one?
Yes.
And I was I support that guy shooting.
Yeah, I do too. That's why
What an annoying prick.
you couldn't have me on the jury where I'd be like, I don't see any evidence.
This is the anti-bullying generation, though. They grew up with no bullying, and so they think that there's still those of us who are alive when you could bully people and get bullied.
Right. It's they think it doesn't exist, but
Yeah.
then they're older and they're like, we should hit people and make it funny. You're like, well, you should have learned that 20 years ago.
You should have learned that when you were 10
Right.
or 2.
Then that's why, I don't have a problem with anybody like that who's on TikTok going around and trying to hurt people, and then they just get their ass handed to them. Good. You have videos of people walking into people's houses in other countries, just walking in, eating their food.
Are you kidding?
No, for real.
Well, that's not happening in America.
No, well, no.
You're going to get shot.
In Texas, you're not even going to make it past the foyer. I mean, in California, they might be like, all right. It's I'd like to bring this hammer and have me some Paul Pelosi.
Oh, Jesus. We've really covered a lot of ground.
We have. I like to make sure that we seed it well, like Johnny Apples. Real guy.
But quickly, Israel, everything. Oh.
Why would you leave a camera on me like that? Go on.
No, overall, wonderful experience. People are wonderful. And I just noticed more.
How were they at tipping?
Wait, what were you going to say? You noticed more.
I'm confused now.
I want to know what he was going to say.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Very
surprisingly, people get along, and you just don't bring a controversial topic. But Jews and Muslims are just doing their daily business and getting along, and I was surprised by that. And I don't even know what it is to be like Muslim women covered up, and you see these beautiful Jewish women with IDF and guns and all the freedom. Like, how do you live knowing how restrict your life is? And you look at the other side. These Jewish women are living the life like a regular person,
Well, I think what it is from when I've talked to Muslims, when they look at it as a pride in the woman, where it's like, well, that's my wife. She's covered up because she's for me. If you want to talk to my wife, you talk to her through me.
Yeah.
They don't look at it through the misogynistic feminism angle of Americans. I'm not calling it right, but the way they see it is that like women are superior in the sense that they should be driven.
Yes.
They shouldn't be driving. They should be treated more like princesses.
Yeah.
To a lot of
put under a sheet.
Yes. Now, if they cheat
they
on
can't
you,
breathe.
you can throw rocks at them until they're dead. There are caveats. But if you do have a
Very
Muslim,
uplifting message for women.
Well, I mean, I think it makes sense if you
Treat me like a queen and put me under a sheet and kill me when I get raped.
Well, look, if you want to be unpure, maybe you shouldn't walk through the mall dressed so hot.
Oh my God.
It's not my fault you were showing ankle. Bring out the stones.
We really have covered a lot.
Am I having
of
as
ground.
much? You guys
I'm having
fun?
so much fun.
Okay, because are you?
Yes.
We're friends, right?
He's got more.
Last night, one of the reasons why I went to Israel is because they have this thing called Aliyah, where you help any Jews born outside of Israel permission to return to their motherland.
Okay.
There's a particular group been taking advantage of that loophole, and we call those people registered sex offender or soon to be registered sex offender. So they
serious?
They commit crimes overseas, and they're about to get caught. They leave and claiming they go from being secular Jew to Orthodox Jews and whatnot. So they flee the country, and the problem is there are many good Jewish religious people who support them because they're so good that they can't imagine somebody hurting kids. That's the problem. Just like when Ted Bundy was murdered in Salt Lake City, none of those Mormons could imagine this good-looking guy in suit. There's no way he would have murdered those women, and that's the problem. But I think there's a reason why Brett Ratner and Bryan Singer supposedly.
I think most of the people in Israel would have been a better lawyer than Ted Bundy was for himself.
Well, yes. But these are loopholes, and
It's a Jewish lawyer joke, everybody. I can say that. I'm
Catholic.
My last name's Landau. That's
Yeah.
Did
you meet some of these people when you were there?
I had a contact who would tell me who they were, but here's another thing.
They don't go after them or do anything to persecute them?
Only in America we have registered sex offender will tell you where they live.
Yeah.
They have it in Israel, but only lawmakers.
You're telling me.
Only lawmakers.
I have to move one more time. I'm just, you know what I mean?
This is why you're always on the move.
They have a registered sex offender list, but they're only accessible to lawyers, judges, and cops. That the public did not have access to that. So there's no way for you to know.
That's creepy.
That's very creepy.
But only America has that.
That's something that I think should be way more. But then again, it depends where you can marry kids even in America because of religious loopholes. You can across other countries they have all sorts of laws that protect that. It's very bizarre. It's very disgusting. But I mean, I guess that I don't know. That's messed up.
Every culture and religion have some kind of loophole that none of us are proud of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and.
Especially the religion I create, which is mainly just, I don't want to get into it, but it's pretty good.
I thought you were going to say especially the religion we come from.
Well,
they like kids as well.
Do they? I've never heard of this with Catholics.
Oh my God.
I think priests, we do have a priest who's a friend who watches the show. I want to say hi to you. And you know what? Thank you for not molesting kids.
Oh my God.
That we know of.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, who is he?
He's the nerd father. I love him.
Oh.
God, standards so low. That's all it takes?
Well, no. If you do it, they'll still let you in. They just move you from parish to parish.
That is true. No, sadly, that is true.
They're like, oh, this Butterfingers, move him to Philly.
They always end up in Philly. That's why the dudes there are so fucked up.
They're angry.
Not that I think it's humorous. I know people that have been obviously touched. Not by I had
Obviously touched.
a neighbor with one arm, and at the end it looked like he had a nipple. And I don't know if he fucked me, but I'm in therapy.
Oh my God.
He used to have one of those lawnmowers that was just without, like Donald Duck would use, because it would spin the grass, and cut it, because he couldn't start it due to the fact that he had one arm. He couldn't have an electric.
It's a good thing this show is behind a paywall.
It's not. But if anybody, no, I wasn't touched by him. He was a great guy. His name was...
Great lover.
Yeah, great lover. His name...
Very tender.
He had the greatest popsicles in his basement. You couldn't, no matter how tried you, it would take you and 3 of your friends to finish one.
Oh my God.
Were you blindfolded while you were eating them?
That's correct. They didn't taste like grape or strawberry, but they tasted like summer.
Like skin?
Yeah, like humidity.
Why is it salty?
I don't know. But I guess he used to call it a salt lick, and we would all dress as horses. We called his basement the barn. And you couldn't say nay. You could say any horse word except nay, which made it very hard.
Your penis?
No, I wasn't hard. I've heard he was, but I don't know for sure. He was a hard guy. He was tough.
This is a very dark episode.
It's a very dark episode.
I'm not sure what either of you were talking about.
This is very medium.
Yes, this is very standard. Look, I think we can all just come to a simple agreement at the end of the show
that Dave has
some problems in the back of his head.
No, I was going to say it makes sense. Like, that's why you don't like being around horses.
I don't like horses. And you know that. You and I went to go riding, and whatever reason it was, I just began screaming. And I couldn't say nay. And you were like, Dave, what are you doing? And I was just like, giddy up, because I couldn't think of anything else that was horse-related. I also was like, saddle, but I find it horrible and sad. But Yoshi, where can we see you?
In addition to Switzerland, I will be in Bricktown Comedy Club in Oklahoma City, June 27th to 29th.
The week after me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the 20, whatever the ones before.
Folks, come 2 weekends in a row.
Oh, no, I'm the week after you. Whatever, something happens.
July 11th through 13th, San Jose Improv with Russell Peters. July 18th through 20th, Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon. And of course, the show in Switzerland in October. Pervert.
Oh, you guys are so busy.
That's great. No, you know what? I'm in Tulsa the same week you're in.
Oh, okay.
So they could go to both shows.
Amen.
Yeah, you and I could meet up and watch Double Dare. What? Where?
Take some notes. Your side hustles.
Earwax. So
I'm just, around.
You might be opening for me soon.
Maybe.
Yeah, you turned me down, but that's fine on the one.
It's the day after I got home.
No, it's fine. It's fine that you were my first choice.
I really wanted to do it. I really do.
Oh, look how sad he is.
I really wanted to.
I enjoyed meeting her.
Maybe if I could get the jet.
Let me talk to the girl in the cowboy hat.
See if she can give me a ride up.
Let me talk to the 60-year-old stalker in a cowboy hat. See if she can get you.
I wish I could.
I know you do. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Angela, where can we find you?
At my mom's house this weekend.
Okay. It's a kind of
so sad.
I know a tree.
I don't have a house.
A tree fell on her house, and it ruined half her house. Are you secretly just wanting the check?
I mean, I do want the check.
But just be like, we'll just take the house.
Wait, are you joking or this is real?
No,
No,
it's
it really
real.
happened.
Lightning hit and destroyed
It
her.
was all those
I'm
storms.
sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it sucked. She had a rough week last week.
Ouch.
But yeah, did your GoFundMe work?
It did. Honestly, thank you guys so much, because I don't think we would have been able to stay in a hotel without it. So
You guys are awesome. The end of the world. The Japanese man who spent $16,000 to become a collie now wants to become another kind of dog or animal. I'm sure you guys remember that story. What kind of animal do you think he should become?
Old Yeller.
What do you got?
Bambi's mom. By the way, this is not my dad. Okay.
Old Yeller?
Old Yeller. Yes.
I think yellow is what you're...
Yes.
Well played, Yoshi. All right.
Harambe.
Well done. I'm going to go with John Wick's dog. Except there should be no vengeance, so I'm going to take it back. Patient Zero AIDS Monkey.
Monkeypox is coming back.
I know, right? It's a big hit.
It's Pride Month.
I know. It seems all of June, there's all sorts of STDs. Right, men? I don't think it's the girls doing it. I think it's the guys. That's the ones. They're the ones that cause all the mess.
I
Homosexual.
think people died of it.
Of monkeypox?
That would have been a good answer
Well,
of my 83-year-old question.
Well, I do believe that monkeypox wipes everybody. It's like super AIDS. You can get it, but it's not going to get to everybody because it's so potent.
I don't know enough about it.
Much like this show. I hope you all have a pleasant... Oh, no, what do we got coming up tomorrow? We're going to have E-Rock on. I'm going to have to be stepping out for a moment because I have to get a esophageal stuffing from Dan Schneider. And then Thursday, we're going to...
we're gonna air the Outsiders house tour, so look forward to that.
He was on head of the class. Now he's giving the class head. Too much? Too little? Who knows?
Just right.
Just right. I just also burped again, which is why I have to go get my esophagus checked out because they want to make sure there is no cancer.
Oh.
And if there is,
Thank
I'll
God you
probably
didn't
be
smoke.
on the airwaves. Yeah, thank God I smoked 3 packs a day for 50 years. I'm sure that had nothing to do with the fact that my esophagus is rotting away. Oh, anyway. Good night.